change the world. You just don't see the vision yet. You don't understand or comprehend what is actually capable and the reality that you're sitting. You don't grasp the concept of living to die and dying to live. Majority of us are dying to live, but those before us live to die. When you truly understand the magnitude of our situation, we know what it really boils down to. Numbers. Anything can be done with numbers. Anything can be accomplished with numbers. The problem is, majority of us, or those attempting to lead, are pandering to division and separation. And how is that the conclusion when we know that being unified is the only way, is the only aspect that allows us to truly persevere and succeed? Nobody alone has ever conquered. It took armies. It took foot soldiers. Everybody can't be a general. But even if you want to be that general, you got to really put that work in. You got to really be on the front line, prepared, tried and true, tested through and through, to continue to lead and stand beside all that you command. It's numbers that always get the job done. When did we become so beside ourselves that we don't need nobody? Especially those that look like you and I, or those that think like you and I. When did we get so beside ourselves that we can't really comprehend what is going on around us? We're all playing into the foolish game that has no true winner, but just an endless cycle. At some point, we have to just take a step back, think comprehensively, and allow ourselves to truly hone in on what we desire most from our surroundings, from the people we encounter, our governments, whomever. We give the best so that we receive the best. We're not just giving and getting. Whatever it is, we'll take it. Whatever it is, we'll give it. At some point, we have to look and ask ourselves, why are we separating ourselves, putting ourselves in worse positions, and then craving the very essence of what we just left, or what we needed in the first place to do what we needed to do? No, we just playing the game. We ain't taking nothing seriously. We want to do it for ill-gotten gain, selfish reasons, and then play on the fact that we would do these things if the powers to be wasn't standing in the way. There's nobody standing in the way. We're just not trying to actually become a collective that is unified in one, and just one and only one matter at a time. Once we finish that, we move to the next one as a unit. But we can't keep fighting as small factions trying to win a war fighting battles that aren't ours or just don't simply matter. We come together for the wrong things and disband or disperse on the things that are going to actually give us or get us something. We have not understood from the generations and decades of lessons that every time we minimize, they maximize. If we minimize, they maximize. Evil does not have a problem sharing. It only seems like good though. Nobody wants to share the light. Nobody wants to be behind this leader. Nobody wants to be behind this revolutionary. Nobody wants to actually do the work. Everybody just wants to get a little money and say, oh, I was the first one. Or I done this and that. It don't matter. It does not matter whatsoever. Because somebody came before you and somebody gonna come after you. We all gotta pay homage. We all gotta pay respect. We all have to give our grace as we was given. Come on, G. Come on, baby. Calm down, man. My baby wanna go outside with the kids, but he just got a cut. He just got his flea pills. And so he chilling right now. He chilling. But back to the point. Yes, we allow our egos to get too high, get too mighty, and get beside ourselves that we think and want to do things on our own so that the accolades can fall on our shoulders. However, we do not want the consequence, the hatred, or the mishap to fall on us. We want that to fall around us. And it can't be that way. We all have to understand that if we really going to get some things done, then we all got to go through it. We all might not make it through, but the whole premise is to go through it. Because it is a common cause, a common ground that we're really trying to reach and get to. These are the things that are trying to be accomplished, and we know that we're going to need bodies to accomplish them. You can fight battles and wars on all type of fronts, but that's the most important aspect of the whole thing, is to understand that you're going to have to fight them on all fronts. So therefore, all type of things will have to transpire in order to either get the message across or get the mission accomplished. Don't be fooled. Anybody that wants you to be under or into separation is confused. Confused. It will ever and only be good versus evil. Good versus bad. Temptation versus morality. It is that simple. That's what it will always be. As long as man is alive and kicking, thriving, duality will always see fit in life. But however, the society that we live in and everything that is going on is simply bullshit. And if we were or wanted to truly change anything, we know the only thing that we would ever have to do is really click up and make shit hot. We can get lit on all fronts, yeah. We have some of the most intelligent people. We have some of the most strategical people. We have some of the most well-equipped people. We have some of the most advanced in simple just infantry we really just on the spectrum and sitting here just going off a list is crazy because you, as well as I know, humans can do some spectacular things, especially when put in the position to do so. However, right now we believe that, and I mean, with good reason. With good reason. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's faulty and that you shouldn't have a care in the world, because we know every time that we have tried to stand up or tried to do anything out of their ordinary, what have they done? They've turned the very system that we've built against us. But now, with that same topic at hand, we have to sit here and say, how are we going to allow a system to beat us that we helped create, that we allowed? Well, I believe the allowance has ran out, and it was time for us to do our due diligence and become shoulder to shoulder. Allow us to do, sit, move, fight, whatever we need to do. We need to pull up to every place that they trying to make laws, or they trying to pass bills or codes, whatever it is. Hey, what's up? Let us have a conversation too. Let us get it in too. Let's make sure that we can get a whole word of this. Y'all don't need to just have this in y'all chambers. Obviously, y'all don't know what to do with this information. So let the people see if they can do or decipher this information so we can do as we need to. Remember, y'all want everything else left up to interpretation except y'all business. Then you can say, hey, this is what it is. Don't ever look between the lines. Don't look around. Do not try and peek between the veil simply because questioning is not something that you should do. Well, I believe we have come to the point where questions is just about all we have. Questions is simply the thing that is keeping us from actually participating in just pure savagery. Because we really want to know, from a perspective of being an elite or a higher up, what is really on your mind, and how do you really convey to people that you are doing the best or have their best interest at heart when everything you do goes against that total sentiment. It is foolish, or foolish to even try and think that those that perceive that they're above us are actually helping or trying to reach and lift us up when they have all the keys to the doors that we're trying to open or have access to. The fuckery that they will sit here and allow us or make us vote in a continuous loop or cycle to make us believe that we have a word or a say-so voice, if you rather, or will, to inflict or change a matter simply by asking or participating. But then we always see the chaos that ensues after all of this trust or mistrust to people and organizations that we have known since the dawn of man has not really meant man good, simply only needed the conditions or the control of man to even perceive or enjoy life. And at this point, we're separating ourselves, saying that we can do this alone. But we know for a fact, if there's 5 million of us, we have to be heard. We have to be heard. There's no reason that we shouldn't or wouldn't be heard, because if you don't, the ramifications are amplified. These things cannot just go unnoticed, because you cannot put this under the rug. The broom could never come out and just start sweeping shit any and everywhere and hoping the dust settles. No, the dust settles when we say it does because it is too many of us to just contain, to put in a box, to shut up. But the thing is, you got to be on one accord. And I'm telling you now, the only thing we have to do is minimize the topics at hand. Topic to topic. Not topics. We go from one topic after it's concluded to the next. Stop and go. We on this, boy, you understand? We back on the field, but we not playing they game. We got the rules. Now we playing the game, not they game, the game. And now it's the best man that wins. That's what it is now. There's no way that we can't say that we can't round up 2,000 good people that is smart as hell to do or find what we need to be found. You can't tell me we can't find 2 million people that is willing to fight for their actual land, their actual lives, and their actual dignity. Y'all telling me this? I'm telling you that you have to really be prepared to indulge in every aspect of the battle if you're trying to overdo for the war. Because none of that average mess is going to cut it at this point. Everything has to really be your best work. Everything has to be above and beyond on your Buzz Lightyear. Old school, not the new. Get it? Because we ain't gonna let nothing beat us. The problem is, we've been way too forgiving to the things that has ran its course over these several decades or centuries, if you will. But the shit that is going on now has to cease. And that is all wickedness. And the only way you strike down wickedness is by being just a good person, a good soul that is prepared to fight it every time it rears its ugly head. But you know that you will never be able to defeat it alone. You will always need your brothers and your sister because you will always have your mother and your father. I don't care what name that you give them or what name that you believe them to have, because you've never really worried about your earthly mother and father's name. You call them mother and father. So don't worry about that shit on the religious tip or anything else. Worry about what they would like for you to have in your life. Worry about what they would like for you to do or be in life. And that is free and not fighting for liberty. That is not being under people that don't understand that life is beautiful and should not be malleable, but asserted, given, and thrived upon. We got to understand. We got to be over this foolishness of thinking that wickedness or evil or bad people have the upper hand on us because they're not scared to do something. We're not scared to do it either, but we're not doing it for the same reason. We don't want to do it. We will do it because it's just what has to be done. This is moving accordingly. This is the premise of which the conversation has really got into. We didn't want it to get to this point. We've been asking forever to chill out, give us what we deserve, and let everything else go. Let bygones be bygones. Everybody do their own thing. Hakuna Matata. Like, right now it's just real foolishness. Right now it's a premise of people that don't understand. Well, they do understand. And they like everything that comes with controlling power. Don't ever believe money is bad or the Most High and your mother don't want you to have nice things or money. Don't ever believe that. They just don't want you to do wicked shit to get it. They don't want you out here doing things or allowing yourself to be bigger than what you think and stopping your brother and sister from shining. You got to understand you will always need them to do what it takes to make this motherfucker go round. It's going to be a lot easier to live, to thrive, and to move how you want to when there's shit that you don't even have to worry about put in your face or in your way or anything like that. Like, you have to understand that it is always going to be you and I. It is always going to be me and you. It's always going to be good and bad. But the thing is, we have to really start stepping for good. As hard as they're stepping for bad. They step for bad in unity. Hell, we try to step for good in separation, in solo. Just to say that we putting more work in. And we're not getting anything done. We're not getting anything done because our egos are so inflated that we can't really get to a problem to fix it. We want to fix everything at one conjunction and then say, well, damn, this is the best that we can get. We'll try again next time. At some point, you have to be tired that you don't want to have to keep fighting or having a conversation over the same thing that your great-grandfathers and mothers had to talk about. Your grandmothers, your mothers and fathers. Like, you don't want to have the same conversations repetitively, and then you can get stressed out for endless amount of time with no solutions. At some point, you have to be willing to take the solutions, make the solutions, but understand it has to be done with numbers. If you got numbers, then you know for a fact you have to be heard. You know for a fact people will listen to you. You know for a fact it will be seen. It will be felt. And it will be easier to follow or get along with because it is one agenda at hand and not a bunch of things trying to be combined and made it seem as something when totally different at the conclusion. I'm saying really fight for yourselves. I'm saying really stand up to a degree that you can be proud of when you look in the mirror, when you look at the person beside you, when you look at your neighbor, your homeboy, your homegirl, your mother, your father, whomever, and say, you know what? Day by day, life is getting better, and I'm a part of it. You're a part of it. We're a part of it. And we're doing our very best to get life in the position that it was, or as it should be, and that we all would like. It just takes true indulgence. It takes everybody that wants to be on that accord to really be on that accord and move in lockstep. Move with the notion and comprehension that if anybody should fall, be prepared to pick them up. Be prepared to carry them if need be, because the goal and the finish line is the same place. And nobody is going to be left behind because we are not just family, we soldiers. And as hard as the soldiers of evil fight, when are we going to fight and make these people understand we're not tripping? We got real hate makers this way. We've been cool. We've been letting you do your thing. But we don't even have to worry about our Savior coming back. Coming down. He sent us. He created us to do the work for him. Master of all masters. Teacher of all teachers. King of all kings. You got to understand. He created us to do the battle. He made sure he designed us to say, nigga, if they want to fight for evil, let me show you what good look like. Let me show you that you could never really mess with what was created and stays close to the mother, close to the father. Y'all get it twisted, but I'm not here to make you believe anything. I'm not pushing anything on you. I'm telling you what you can and what you can do. What could be accomplished if you really put your mind and your effort, your focus into it. And understand that you will never do it alone. You're going to need somebody. Somebody. And that's all the time. We need somebody. And everybody that gets a following, everybody that gets a small army, a militia, anything connected, there is no reason for you to ever believe that you are the only general. You are the only lieutenant. You are the only captain. You got to understand, a real army has multiple. So when you listen to people and they want y'all to break off or separate, understand it. Make sure that they know that I say that we need to be together to really get some shit done. We need to be at peace with each other so that we can do what is necessary. And we can't be worried about backstabbing or people not doing what they supposed to do or people not doing what they say they're going to do or just coming through in general. What I'm saying is we need to get back to the compassion and love because we really don't have a hand in our demise. We're just taking what is given to us and running with it. So quit being confused and arguing and trying to separate because the only way we're ever going to get something done is if we unite. If we sit back and say that it takes 5 million of us to get something done and not just little bits here and there, not people here, not people here, not people there. That's how they conquered us in the first place. And that's how they keeping us in the same position and mentally. Mentally wise, they have us conflicted. They have us drawn out that we believe everything that is put into the air, on the TV, or on social media, everything that we see is real. Then once it becomes or gets disproven or just fake, we don't care. And then if we believe that it's fake and it turns out to be real, it's whatever. You really gotta understand, we're only doing what they want. We're only following it and studying the narrative that they want so that the cycle and system can be ordained or crystallized for years and generations to come. We can't be fooled no more. We can't be so selfish and egotistical that we believe that we can do it all by ourselves. We are not the Almighty God. We are a piece. We are a child of God. Okay? He made us capable and able-bodied to do a lot of magnificent things. But alone we can be conquered. Together we are creators. Or we are the creator. but even then, just a small piece. Because every time we reach new heights, the duality of man kicks in, and his fear runs rampant and allows other things to coincide with the beauty of life itself. Now, alongside, at every advance or every waking turn, death. When there was supposed to be a span between the two. Yes, balance is always necessary. Always. But when we're talking about life was created not to be dealt with by man. Yet, it's constantly engulfed in the despisement of the image it was created in. And how do we not stop the bullshit? How do we not just not want to be a part of anything that is really going on? And I'm saying that once we all realize that the plan is very much simple, that the numbers that we generate, the numbers that we have, can be used to create hospitals, create armies, create schools, create daycares for our children to be safe, schools for our children to learn and actually be safe. We can combine all our aspects. And I'm telling you, you have a family. All y'all can go into business together. And when love is involved, nobody really has to worry about the split because it's going to thrive. It's going to do what it needs to do. But the thing is, you have to be willing to stop looking solely within yourself and understand that a piece of God is next to you. A seed of God is next to you too. You just got to make sure that that's not a bad seed. You got to make sure that that seed is on the same thing that you on. And then from that junction, just do whatever is on your palate, your plate to finish, to get accomplished. But the plan is not hard. The plan isn't secretive. The plan is you get a bunch of people together. You go have a conversation until there's no reason to have a conversation. That's it. Simple as that. You ain't gotta wait on nobody. You are that somebody. You just need more people like you. Simple enough. Till next time, though. I love y'all.